Graham, we're generally very proud of our exports from South Africa, whether you go back as far as Barty Leisha and Michael Roberts or Jeff Lloyd or Robbie Fred. I mean, Felix, the list is endless. Douglas White, Gary Alexander from the trainers' ranks, always a thoroughly professional outfit. They've taken the gamble and they've gone off to Adelaide. They had their first winner. And generally a very, very nice human being with a very positive outlook towards the game.
Wonderful family, the Alexander family. They were born into racing. Of course, Gary and Dean's father was Duncan Alexander, was a top jockey in his own right. So there was no question as to what the Alexander brothers were going to do with their lives. They were going to become trainers. They were far too big to become jockeys. Crazy when you think about it, because Duncan was a natural lightweight who could ride 46, 47 kilograms in those days. But from a young age, Gary led a very professional outfit and enjoyed tremendous success. He's had multiple winners at many meetings. He's trained 6 winners on 2 occasions. He's trained horses at the very highest level. Too many to mention individually, but one of my favorites obviously was always Tommy Hotspur, because he was such a fabulously fast horse. He set the track record at Turfentine at a shade over 55 seconds, which was fantastic effort on his part. But over the years, their operation just grew and grew. They were super at marketing their outfit. They created syndicates. They were one of the few training outfits in South Africa to really focus in those early days in the formation of syndicates. And Gary knew absolutely to a T what he was doing.
One day that I shall never ever forget, it was a record at the time, I'm not sure if it still stands, when Moseo and a horse that called Timber Trader won the Derby, and a horse called Drumstar, all won grade 1s on the same day. I know that Jeff Lloyd was on 2 of them, and I think Mark Khan might have been on the other. But really, that's huge to win 3 grade 1 races in one day.
Absolutely, that is the dream of any trainer around the world, wherever you may be training. To win 3 grade 1s on a single day is quite a phenomenal feat, because it certainly doesn't happen wherever you are in the world. It doesn't happen on a regular basis. But Gary had that uncanny knack of being able to prepare his horses for the big races. He won the Derby on a number of occasions. He won grade 1 races all over the place. He could train them to sprint.
I think Lawrence Vernus's first grade 1 winner was the Derby.
That could well be the case, yeah. You'd know better about that than I would. But the important thing was that he could train sprinters, middle distance horses and stayers. And he could take the pressure. He was known to have a few punters in his yard who liked to have a go. So he could ill afford to make too many mistakes, and he was normally spot on the button. When the money came for the Alexander runners, you knew that they were going to be tough to beat.
So fair to say, in a nutshell, that South Africa's loss is definitely Australia's gain.
No, absolutely. I mean, we wish him well, him and Dean well in Australia. It's obviously not easy, ever, to start over again. But when you're doing it this late in life, it's a leap of faith. Obviously, David Payne was a trailblazer for South African trainers in Australia, and they do well to follow in his footsteps. But of course, David started a lot earlier in his life with the move to Australia. Gary and Dean, I think, are into their 60s already, so at this late stage of their life, it's a very courageous move, a very bold move, and we can only wish them well.